Hi and welcome back into my channel again, and today I've got a really special video for you guys. It's all about handbags, so something that I've been enjoying a lot, watching and also purchasing and all that stuff. I've been buying and selling designer handbags for about 7 or 8 years now, so I've got a little bit of experience, and I've invested my money and time, and I thought it would be a good idea to share with you what I've learned along the way. I've watched quite a few of those videos, and all of them go into what you should do or what you shouldn't do when buying a designer bag or when starting your collection, but not that many goes into examples and just give you some options and explain why this is a good thing to try. So I thought I'll do something like that, and all that in mind, everybody's different, and what suits my needs may not necessarily suit yours, but I thought it will be good to share. So without further delay, let's start. I've got 9 bags with me, and I wanted to do 7 initially, but then I was sort of going through them, and then there was, oh, I like this one, oh, what about this one? So yeah, all in all, I've come up with 9 bags, and they're all here for different reasons, and yeah, hope you find it useful. If you do, subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I will be linking some of the videos. I've done some other handbag stuff on YouTube already, so if you like what you see, or if you want to find out more, I will link those videos on the screen as well, and I'll try to link it in the description box. And yeah, all the information available on the bag will be in the description box as well. So let's begin. I'll do it in the order that in the price order, so from the cheapest to the most expensive. Some of these bags were in my possession for quite a number of years, and the value and the amount of money I've paid for them has changed, but I will try to explain and give you more background on that as well. So starting with the first bag, so that's the Gucci Soho Disco bag. This one is in a beige color, and it's just got very characteristic tassel, just one zip compartment and the long strap. It can be worn crossbody or on your shoulder. It's more of a day bag, but I sometimes use it for work as well if I don't have to carry too much stuff. It's a very roomy bag. It's quite a stiff zip, but it's surprisingly roomy, and you can fit a fair amount of stuff here. You can definitely fit quite a big wallet. You can do camera, you can do your sunglasses, your keys, tongue teaser, your lipstick, so all of the essential. It's a very roomy bag. And initially when I got it, I wanted it, but then I didn't want it, and I sort of, it was should I get it, should I not get it? I got it eventually, and the salesperson said to me, oh, I'm sure you're going to come back and get the black one as well. And for about 6 months I didn't enjoy that bag that much. I got it in May last year, so I had it for about a year and a half. But this year I certainly warmed to this bag, and I think for a price, when I got it, it was about £650. At the minute, and they retail over £700, so they've already went up in price. The beige and the red and black are classic colours, and they are generally slightly higher in price. There are some seasonal colours, like there's a beautiful green, I'll link it down below, and it's slightly less expensive, and they just do some multicoloured one as well. So yeah, very good starter bag. It's not a cheap bag by all means, but it's one of the cheapest Gucci does. But yeah, I think, you know what, I really like it, so I think it was money well spent. So that's number 1. Number 2 in the price order, well, I'll give you this one because it's one of the classics. So that's the Louis Vuitton in Neverfull, size MM. And this bag has been in my possession for about good 6 years. So I've got the older style. It doesn't have a pouch, so it's just a one big compartment. It's got a zip pocket. It's got a big compartment. It's got the zip pocket, and obviously the characteristic, this one is in damier, and it's got a characteristic red lining. They didn't used to do as many fancy lining when I got it. So when I got that bag, it was just under £500 or 400 and something pounds, and at the time it was quite a lot of money for me, but I'm so glad I've got it. I'm not sure, but I think I'm pretty sure they retail for about well over £800 now, depending on the size, or just about £800. They do come with a pouch nowadays, so I think there is like this sort of key ring area, and it's got like a long strap and a pouch attached to it, and it's really good for your keys and other essential. So this one doesn't come with that pouch. That's the older style, but yeah, it was so money well spent, and the bag is absolutely indiscreet. Well, you cannot damage this bag anyway. You cannot damage the, it's not a leather, this is a trim leather, and this canvas is absolutely, I can't say that word, anyway, it's absolutely durable. You cannot scratch it, you cannot mark it. There's absolutely limited amount of wear and tear on the outside of the bag. Obviously, it's more visible inside, but I think for the amount of time and the amount of well, days and months I've used that bag, it's in perfect condition. It's extremely good bag for traveling as well. It comes in a bigger size, which is GM size, but I think for me this is a perfect size. So definitely worth spending your money on this one. The next one, I'll do another Louis Vuitton one, although no, I'll do this one behind me. So this is another of the more of a work bag. It's a tote bag, or it's kind of a tote bag, and it's definitely a working bag. And this may be controversial because in general Mulberry does not retain value that well. I had a number of bags of Mulberry that I've sold because they were no longer needed, or they no longer served the purpose. But definitely Bayswater is one of their classic design. I think they've reinvented this particular style this season. But the one I got it for Christmas a few years ago, and it's in this beautiful leather. It's like a pebbled leather, very similar to the Soho disco bag. Very nice leather, and it's got a silver hardware, which I think I prefer, although some bags I don't really mind. It's one big compartment. It's got tissue paper, and there's a pocket in here, and it's got some like nice storage area as well in here. So yeah, it's extremely really good bag for work. It's not a bag you're going to sell on and make a profit. So if that's what you're looking for, don't buy this bag. But I think for my daily use, yeah, perfectly. And what's characteristic of all the Mulberry bags, that the quality of the leather is exceptional. Absolutely no damage to exterior. I've used it tons, and yeah, I would recommend it if you're looking for a work bag but don't want to spend, I don't know, £2,500 or £3,000 on diorama bag. This is exceptional alternative, worth investing. And the next one going in the price order, I'm mixing stuff up, going in the price order is this one, and this will be a controversial one. And what you may have seen is that most of my bags are very classic bags, and that's something that I would encourage you to do as well. And they are repeated season after season. You can buy them you know, in nearly the same style or the exact same bag, but just 5 or 6 years or 10 years later. This one is no longer in production, and this one is a Tod's de-styling bag. I saw it on Kate Middleton and I absolutely fell in love with it. But at the time it was already discontinued. They brought it up in another version, so it's got slightly different details on the side, and the handle is slightly different. I think it's thinner. So you can get a very similar, but it's such a classic bag that I just so all in all, I was searching for this bag, and I finally managed to get it in Bicester Village, which is the outlet and designer village, and you can find absolute gems there. There is Totes, there is Prada, Dior, Gucci, you know, look no further. And when I got this bag, when they brought that back to me, I started jumping up and down because I just couldn't believe they've had it. So they had it in this color, and they had it in orange, like yeah, slightly more settled orange color. So I've settled for this one. It's a smooth leather. So as you can see, it's quite a delicate leather, but apart from one mark, just I think in somewhere here, I don't think you will be able to see it that well. I don't think it's been scratched or damaged. It's a gold hardware with Totes, and it's a top handle, but the zip is really stiff with this. But there is also a chain strap. So it's got a shoulder strap as well. Yeah, so the only thing I would say, and that's maybe characteristic of Tote's bag, or maybe just this model, that the zip is quite stiff, so you have to use it quite some time. I don't know whether it's just a fault with the bag or the zip is slightly discolored. So yeah, so that's something to look at, but yeah, I just love it, and it's such a classic design, and I hope to use it for many years to come. So not the most, you know, investment wise bag, but definitely one of my favorites. So that's another bag. And going in a price order, I think the next one will be another by Louis Vuitton, and that's the classic model, and you can definitely buy exact same bag for slightly more than I bought it. So this one is a Louis Vuitton artsy bag. It used to come in 2 sizes, and that's the smaller of the sizes, but I think now it just comes in one size. This one is in a classic canvas pattern. It's got a beautiful trim leather. Over here it's got this beautiful charm. It's gold hardware, and inside it's got this absolutely gorgeous like a suede effect lining, which is you know, something that most or more premium of the Louis Vuitton bags will have. This one, when I got it, it was I think about 1100 pounds, I think, something like that. Now it retails for about £200 more than I got it, and yeah, I wanted this bag for so long, and never thought I would be able to afford it. Probably when I bought it I still couldn't afford it, but nevertheless I'm really happy, and I got it. It's a step up on the Neverfull. It's slightly less popular than Neverfull, but I just love it. It's one of my favorite bags, and I got a ton of use out of it. I use it for work, I use it for traveling. It's very comfortable. This strap, you can carry that in your hand, or you can put it on your shoulder. Extremely comfortable, very durable because of the canvas. No issues with the lining inside. Yeah, definitely. They do it in different styles as well. They do it in damier, they do it in different type of leather, they do it in this beautiful delicate leather as well, but they are much more pricey. But yeah, absolutely stunning bag. Okay, and down to the last 4 bags. So thank you very much for staying with me. So the next one, This one is a little bit of a trend-led, but I think you can definitely make a good use out of it. So this one is the Chloe Drew, and I've unboxed that bag on the channel, and I'll link that as well. This one is in a mini, and the color is Motti Grey, silver, gold hardware, and a beautiful quality leather. It's smaller of the there is one smaller size, which is mini, which is like can't fit anything in it. I use it for daytime and I use it for nighttime, and I think it's just absolutely stunning bag. It comes in variety of colors, variety of leather types. There is a suede, a nubuck version. Somebody asked me on Instagram about this bag and about the color transfer, and I had absolutely no issues with that whatsoever. It's quite a light bag. It's not as light as maybe it comes on the camera, but it's pretty light bag. Absolutely no issue of color transfer, and none of the other shown bags I've had any issues with the color transfer. It's something that I would mention, and I would definitely not recommend a bag that will have a defect like that. But no, absolutely no issues. This one retails for just over £1,000, which is ridiculous amount of money for that small bag, but they've been come around. I think it's the second or third season now, and I don't think they will go anywhere. So yeah, definitely a winner. And down to the last two bags. So I leave the last two bags, which are from the same make, at the very end. And the next one I'm going to talk to you about is another work bag. So as you can see, I like quite big bags, and I like my bags to serve a lot of purposes. And this one is exceptional for traveling and for work as well. It's Antigona Givenchy in the smooth leather, and I love the fact that it's smooth, in a medium size. So I think that's the largest size they do. Silver hardware. The strap, this one is the older version of the bag, so the strap is not detachable. The newer version, you can detach the strap. I had an issue. I got it off Net-a-Porter, this bag, and I've done a video on it. I'll link that as well. Just in a nutshell, I got this bag in the newer version, which was detachable strap, and I was walking down the street, and basically the bag fallen off my shoulder. There was a fault with a clasp somewhere here. I had to resend the bag, and they've sent me a new bag, but that was the older style of a bag. I was going to dispute it, but then eventually I decided, no, I like the strap. I'm not going to detach the strap from the bag. The strap is so comfortable, absolutely gorgeous, and yeah, it's exceptional bag. It's massive inside, and so I would love to get another one. It's got loads of tissue paper inside, but it's got a canvas inside as well, black, absolutely, perfect condition. If I was to buy this bag again, probably I would get it in a smaller size, because the medium is absolutely massive, but it's perfect for traveling and for work stuff as well, and you can definitely fit a laptop in here as well. So, but the only downside, if you were to invest in that bag, I think it retails for about, they've done a price increase, so when I got it, it was about £1,400, and I think now it's well over about £1,500. No marks, no scratches, even on a smooth leather, which is a surprise to me, because I thought it will scratch, but it doesn't really scratch. The only downside to this bag, and it's something that you have to think of before getting it, it's quite a heavy bag, so yeah, a little bit of exercise. Okay, and the final two are from Chanel. So Chanel has been increasing the prices like crazy over the last 2 years, and I've managed to get the bags, well, maybe not just before the price increases, but one of the bags I got about 3 years ago, the other bag the other bag was an airport purchase. And I start with an airport purchase, and I've done a video on this bag as well. It's the classic wallet on chain in camellia leather. This one is a lambskin, very smooth leather, beautiful quality, absolutely the most luxurious bag of all. It's got a chain strap which is quite long, so you can definitely put it over the shoulder. You can wear it crossbody, you can double up, or the way I use it, it's got beautiful silver lining inside, or the way I use it is mainly as a clutch, and that's the preferred way. Not the most practical of bags, but you know, it can fit few things. Definitely your keys, your, not very bulky though, and your phone, your credit cards, and lipstick, mirror, or a comb, something like that. Yeah, definitely worth checking out. It retails for about well over £1,500 now, so the prices at the time it retailed for about 1,200 normal price, so they do go up in prices massively, but yeah, so I'm really pleased I got it. If you can get it cheaper in the airports, that's the best solution, or generally buying Chanel in France is less expensive than buying it anywhere else in the world. Definitely Europe is more expensive, less expensive than USA, but yeah, definitely a classic bag, will stay with me for forever, I wanted to say. And the final one, okay, I kept this one in a box because it's the most expensive bag in my collection, and the proudest possession, I would say. It's another Chanel bag, and I wanted a classic flap for ages, but I couldn't afford it, and I don't think I still can. And the way the price has been going up with Chanel has been absolutely ridiculous. And when I saw this one, it fitted most of the boxes, and yeah, that's why I decided to get it. It's still in well, I've used it for many times, but I keep it nicely wrapped if I don't use it. So it's definitely a classic in a shape and size. It's slightly on the larger size, but it doesn't have a price tag of a classic. So if you can afford a classic Chanel flap, or the reissue, or you know, it's definitely something that I would say definitely buy, because you're going to get your money worth. If you cannot, that's what you can get if you pay a little bit less. Sorry about that. Here we go again. So this one is not a classic, it's a seasonal flap. It's in a caviar leather, but it's more like a shiny leather. It doesn't have a pocket on the sides, something on the back. Yeah, it's got like a ruthenium hardware, but classic Chanel, Ruth Cabon, Chanel, and it's got this strap, and the strap is really comfortable because at the end, so this is something that the classic don't have as well, it's got this leather shoulder strap with the two Chanel buttons, and it opens like so. It's a single flap as well, and it's got a canvas inside, so that's not a leather, and mine's been made in Italy. It's a beautiful bag. It's a beautiful bag, and I think it's such a classic twist on a classic Chanel flap that yeah, when I saw it, I just couldn't leave the store. It retailed, when I got it, it retailed for about just shy of £2,000. I think it was 1,900 or £950. Nowadays, the seasonal flaps they retail for anything like 3,000, or just shy of 3,000, or over 3,000. So even with the seasonal pieces with Chanel, you can get your money money's worth. This one is a large, quite a big size, so it's not a double flap. So double flap will be like this. This one has got more like a triangle shape, which is not, you know, it doesn't really bother me, but you can fit absolutely ton of stuff here. And once it's, you know, fully filled, it's got a beautiful, beautiful shape. A very little wear and tear. Edges are pretty pristine condition. Yeah, absolutely no major scratches. The only thing that's scratched fairly is this strap, which you can see it's not as shiny at places as it used to be. So that's the only thing that sort of stands out for any wear and tear. But I had it for just over, I think about 3 years, and I've used it a number of times as well for traveling as well. Stitching is perfect condition. The stitching is on the back, on the front, it's not on the side, and it's not on the bottom, so that's just a difference as well. I got it in the Chanel in Manchester, and yeah, it's been in my collection ever since. So thanks a lot for watching. That's my very subjective list of all the bags that I would repurchase, or I think that they are worth investing in, and they've all served me really, really well. I love every single one of them. That's not my full collection. I've got quite a few different bags as well, but if you want to see my full collection, please let me know. I'll do a video on that as well. And yeah, any comments, any suggestions, please leave below. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Check out my other videos as well, and the blog posts that I do. I run a blog called Story by Aggie, and I share a lot of fashion content as well, a little bit of lifestyle and a little bit of beauty as well. So if you're interested, please check that out. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and see you next time. Thank you, bye!